What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. It is currently June 19th at 4:45 p.m. You guys will be hearing this on July 4th. So, happy early July 4th to everybody, even though it's not quite there yet. Counting down the days. Cold July 4th beer is top 10, in my opinion. But we got a guest today. I'll kick it over to you to introduce yourself, Pat.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. It's my first podcast, so I don't know how this is gonna go. We're gonna give it a shot.
Hey, it's all
So
good.
my name's Patrick Hunter. I live in Conway, South Carolina, just outside Myrtle Beach. Um, yeah, and I'm from your kind of stomping grounds. I grew up just outside Charlotte in Statesville, North Carolina. So I cut my teeth mostly pond and lake fishing on Norman and kind of ponds around where I grew up. And then I didn't get into fly fishing until I went to Clemson. So, and we can talk about that some later. But since my time at Clemson, man, all I do is really gravitate towards a fly rod,
Oh yeah.
unless like July and August up here in Cherry Grove, I really like to get on the flounder, and it just is a lot easier with spin tackle.
Oh
But
yeah.
usually it's always either a 5 or an 8 weight in tow. So
Oh yeah. Dude, I think it's weird, man. Like I've seen people like go and catch flounder on a fly, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't catch a flounder on a fly if I tried, dude. Because it's like, you're sitting there at like the bottom. You're sitting on the bottom with like an egg weight on spinning tackle,
yeah,
and they'll just pick it up. It's like I couldn't buy a bite with a flounder on a fly rod to save my ass.
I'll
Like,
uh, I'll send you a picture. 2 years ago, I went fishing with a guide buddy in Georgetown, and we were doing a photo shoot and actually filming some fly tying videos on his skiff. And we were trying to catch ladyfish and redfish, but it was just crazy hot. And so I did I'm standing on the front of his skiff, and I kind of did like a back cast and just slapped it down in front of me to get ready to make a shot at some redfish. And I went to pick up the rod, and a flounder had eaten it like right in front of the boat. It was probably, I don't know, like a 17, 18-inch flounder, like a big flounder. I was like,
oh my
this
god.
is crazy. Like, we've been fishing all day, and the one fish we catch is off the nose of the boat, like a foot or two in front of the bow light. So um, I'll send you the picture. It's pretty sweet. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've caught two small ones. Just kind of dragging a really heavy weighted like clouser type
Yeah.
fly, and they just kind of bump it at low tide, and you kind of feel it. But yeah, most of what I'm looking for is actually speckled trout, and then
Yeah.
redfish are just too hard to find around here. If I go to Charleston, I can get on them, but not around here.
Dude, I've tried when I've gone to my girlfriend's mom's place. I'm like, there's got to be a spot where I can like wade and
Oh
catch
yeah,
reds. I've asked like locals, I've asked fly shops, dude. Like, they're like, yeah, dude, not really. Like, it's like unless you wanna kind of get into a sketchy little situation, you can't really
yeah,
wade and get on some
that's right.
reds.
There's a spot like you can wade in Murrells Inlet, but that's a little bit of a drive. But like the South Strand, like around like Surfside, up to about Little River, it is super hard to find a redfish, unless you're sitting on the pier, doing bait fishing. But
Yeah, you like happen to catch a blitz, and
yeah, yeah,
you could
you just get lucky. Yeah,
you could throw your Zen in the water and they dang eat it.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So.
But what sparked the idea for Highway 22 outdoors for you, big dog?
Yeah, so I guess kind of the backstory on it. When I was in college, I worked at two different outdoor stores in Clemson, and it was kind of the start of the ambassador pro staff type things were getting going
Yeah,
on social media. And so one of my best friend, and we worked together at this outdoor store. Um, we kind of got some pro deals through the shop, and and kind of had some opportunities to buy like hooks and beads and stuff like that for fly tying for cheap. And we were like, well, we need to come up with like an Instagram or whatever. So we started out as H&H Outdoors, and then he kind of moved to Columbia and went on to do his own thing. And so I had it, and I'd invested some money in graphics and stuff, and thought, well, I'd like to pick this back up and kind of see if I can make it like a outdoor Instagram. And I'd gotten married, and my personal Instagram was all like my wife and doing stuff with family, but I wanted an outlet for my hunting and fishing stuff. So where we live in Conway is just off of Highway 22, and so I just kind of found myself every time I was going hunting and fishing, whether it was across the state line in North Carolina or down to our farm down south, like I always get on Highway 22. And so I thought, well, this is kind of symbolic, I guess, of like every time I start out on an outdoor journey, I get on this highway. And so the kind of the name and the story behind Highway 22 is it kind of captures the essence that I hope to capture is like that feeling of you're kind of leaving everything that you normally do behind, and you're getting on the highway, going to the places that you enjoy, whether it's hunting or fishing or, whatever outdoors. And so that's kind of the story behind the name. And then I started a website and have a couple blog posts there. And then it's just kind of grown over the last couple of years to this thing that I never really expected it to be. When I was starting out, I just wanted a place to put my pictures and post fish, or a couple deer I shot, or a turkey or something like that.
Yeah. So, where's y'all's farm at?
So we have some family land like south of Walterboro, like on the other side of Charleston, and that's where I grew up doing like the majority of my deer hunting, turkey hunting, duck hunting, and then my grandpa, my dad's dad, still has a place in and outside of Statesville. So when I'm up there in October, I've got a single lock on there that I'll bow hunt, and I've been trying to shoot a buck there with my bow, and I haven't been able to make it happen. But I've killed a couple turkeys, so
yeah, that's good.
I count that as a win. So.
What's crazy about those bucks up there is they're all wandering around like Duke Energy properties.
Yeah, and man, my whole life, and I'm not trying to knock it, but like the whole like brown is down mentality was like everybody in my high school, and if it was a spike, or a 4-point or something like that. So I never saw bucks unless they were on camera at like the first or second week of August.
Right.
But 2 years ago, man, my dad smoked this giant 9-point. I'm like, what the freak? But he shot it 2 days before Christmas. Like that buck should not have been there. I don't know why he was crossing our farm, but yeah, he smoked.
So what's a little weird about that? Like, especially up around here, there's like a second mini rut in December.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And it's like the past couple years, like I hunt Union County a lot still.
Yeah.
The past 2 years, like the past 2 seasons, our secondary rut has been better than the first rut.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. Because it's like, during the regular rut, like for some reason, every November it decides just to get insanely hot.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like, well, there goes our rut. Might as well be taking a trip to Athens, Georgia to go watch college football.
I know. It's crazy.
And then that second rut happens, and it's smaller, but you still got those big bucks walking around that haven't been shot at or skittish or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest deer in the state of North. You ever come down Highway 16 past like Mountain Island Lake?
Not really.
No, off of 485. I saw one get smoked by like a Silverado and then an 18-wheeler hopping across the road. Gets hit by the Silverado, gets back up, keeps running. Gets smoked by an 18-wheeler. It was the biggest deer I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
I swear it had to have been all like a 14-point deer. Not even
Jeez.
It was huge, dude. Huge. And I literally got back. I was trying to like take a picture of it, like steering with my knees. I was
Yeah.
like, nobody's gonna believe me that I
Right.
just saw this deer, and I never got a good picture of it. And I was hoping that when I was coming back from work that it was still gonna be there. I was like, I'm grabbing those horns. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, 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 yeah. Somebody got it?
Somebody got it. I was like, damn it. But oh yeah, you already shared the story behind the name. But what's the core mission or driving force behind your work at Highway 22 Outdoors?
Um, so it's kind of changed. Like originally, like I said, I just kind of wanted an outlet for pictures and videos and cool stuff I was seeing, cool stuff I was doing, showing off products and stuff that we would get to mess with in the fly shop. Or a lot of what we did was uh, the fishing kayaks. It was kind of like right when fishing kayaks were getting like really, really big.
Yeah.
And so we were doing all this cool stuff that like I guess nobody really cared about. That was like our friends in school, but we thought it was awesome. So, like, and YouTube just seemed like way too daunting. So um, the mission behind it just kind of became like a place for us to share stories, and then it's evolved really a lot in the last 2.5, 3 years. So I got into fly fishing at Clemson because I'm an engineer. I was an engineering major at Clemson, and I took fly fishing as a leisure skill in
That's pretty
school,
cool.
which was really cool. But the the professor, or whatever you want to call him, the teacher for our class, he let me like take home a vise and just learn to tie flies outside of the class,
Yeah.
which I would kind of do that as it started out as a study break, and then it became like a guilty pleasure, like it was all I did. And so that I probably got more into fly tying than fly fishing. And then
Yeah.
with that, he retired like 3 years ago, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. I've always wanted to compile stories and give young writers, old writers, kind of everybody all together an opportunity to share stories, fishing stories, and stuff like that. And why don't you take a stab at writing something, and I'll get you published, and we'll get you 25, $50 an article or something like that."
Yeah.
So when that and that's for riversandfeathers.com. So when Rivers and Feathers kind of came up, then I realized like, oh, there's so much more to Highway 22 than I'm even thinking about. And so I've probably done close to 20 or so articles for Rivers and Feathers. And so getting published and getting a little bit of notoriety, not a ton. I'm just starting to call myself like an outdoor writer. Like I don't think I'm that great at it. I'm an engineer, so I can't spell. So you know, thank God for spell check.
Dude, yeah,
But
I can't spell for shit.
I've been doing some blog posts, and man, the last year and a half has been awesome. Like um, I'm writing for Blue Line Flies.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I have three stories with them. Um, I I submitted a couple articles to Project Upland, which is a hunting magazine. I've been on their website, so I'm just kind of taking it a little piece at a time. Like I love being an engineer. I would not give up my career for anything, but this is just a really fun side thing that um, gives me an excuse to do some cool fishing and go on some cool opportunities and meet some really awesome people like yourself. But yeah, just focusing on trying to um, do both stories and experiences in the outdoors, and then with my kind of engineering mind, like I am such a gear nerd. Like,
Dude, me
dude, I
too.
can't stop buying stuff. It's
That's how I am
ridiculous.
too.
So anytime, like I was just looking today, Cortland just dropped their new guide series rods, which I am a sucker for, like a cheap thrill. Like I could care less about a $600 fly rod.
Same here.
Let me see that like 185, 250. Like that is my bread and butter.
Oh yeah, dude. My bread and butter rod is a $130 LL Bean rod.
Yeah.
And dude, I swear, I think I can throw that thing against a friggin' tree, and it won't break. I love that rod.
I got a Cortland Fairplay a year and a half ago, and I kind of been doing this series on my Instagram, calling it like the Fairplay Chronicles, where I'm just going around and like trying to see what all I can catch with the Fairplay. And I was fishing in North Georgia, and I caught like a 6-pound trout, like a massive trout.
Oh my god!
On this Cortland rod, and I'm like, I've had the opportunity to cast and fish some really nice rods, and here I am with like a $60 Walmart rod, catching the biggest trout of my life, this like tickled pink.
Dude, that's a thing though, dude. It's like, see, all these people, like, don't get me wrong, like, it's all nice stuff.
Yeah.
People get so carried away with that, say, like, $1,200 rod. I'm not going to say the company and model, but we all think it.
Yeah.
$1,200 rod. And it's like, dude, I've seen a little kid and his granddad out there at West Fork of the Pigeon River catching on a $20 combo. Combo.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we got this yesterday. We're just, throwing sandlawn worms, beating up stalkers out there at West Fork of the Pigeon River.
My like absolute guilty pleasure rod, and I have no problem, like I will shout it from the rooftops. I have a 6'6" 3-weight Eagle Claw fiberglass rod. It's like banana yellow. I have caught more fish on that rod than probably any other rod that I have. Like it folds down super compact. I can put it in my truck. I go fish the golf course ponds behind my house. I just took it up on the Chattooga and caught my first Bartram's bass with it. Like it is awesome. It's like, it's perfect. And I think it's $30. Like, and it's glass. It's everything that you would want for $30. And like, if I break it, I'll go to Sportsman Warehouse and buy another one. Like, I don't care.
Gosh, I haven't seen a Sportsman Warehouse in a while, dude. I love those stores.
We have the Bass Pro in Myrtle Beach, which isn't bad, but I don't know. Sportsman's Warehouse, which I think they're all owned by the same people now. I think they're all together, but anyway, that's where I found those rods. So yeah,
dude, you remember when Eagle Claw made it might have been Wright and McGill. Wright and McGill and Eagle Claw were the same company for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was who was it? It was the addictive fishing guy.
Oh, dude, Blair Wiggins.
Yeah, Blair Wiggins, dude. He had that like blue rod. I used to have the spinning rod version, and I wanted the damn fly rod version of it so bad. I'm like, dude, I don't have any business using like a 9-weight that's like made for catching big like tarpon down in Florida. And I was like, all right, let's get the spinning rod version. I used to love watching that dude when I was in like 7th, 8th grade.
You're speaking my language, man. When I was at Clemson, me and my good fishing buddy who kind of helped me start this whole thing, we would borrow kayaks from the outdoor store, and we would say that we're doing like a demo day. So we'd like take them from the shop the night before, and then we'd like get all our gear together and we'd go fish like Lake Hartwell, the Kiwi River. Mostly we were catching stripers, and every night when we were like getting gear together, we'd split like a $5 Little Caesars pizza, and we'd watch Blair Wiggins till like midnight.
Dude, that's always so. I actually lived up in Cashiers the summer after I graduated.
Yeah,
and we used to do the same thing, dude. We'd like me and my buddy Mike. He went to Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah.
The real Carolina, in my opinion. But
he went Carolina and Chapel Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the SEC Carolina is the The real Carolina.
That's right.
Except I am. My little sister went to Georgia, and my girlfriend's a huge Georgia fan, so I've just kind
Okay.
of like adopted that whole thing.
Yeah.
But he went to Carolina, and we'd sit there, go fish like the Chattooga, go up there near Joe Cassie at the where the Duke plant,
Oh yeah.
that old spot.
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back there. Ah shit, I shouldn't have. I'll blur that out. I should not have. I should not have spot burned that because that is a really good spot.
It's all good, man.
But we
You're
used to
not saying
go.
anything that every dude that goes to Clemson doesn't know.
Yeah, dude, so we used to go down there, dude. We've actually been run up on fishing there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, because apparently you're not supposed to park there at Duke.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, Duke Energy loves to ruin the fun up here
Yeah.
on Norman and everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
But we used to sit there, and we'd get on the way back. We'd get a case of Highland Brewing Daycation. And we'd sit there down the mountain. My buddy's like, "Hey, you want to pick up quick?" It's like, "Sure." We get this place called Slaptown Pizza. We'd order like takeout, and we'd sit there. We'd sit there, and we'd break down some, and we would get and watch fly fishing videos the entire night and eat pizza. It was like my mom would call me and she'd be like, "What are you guys doing? We're tying flies, getting ready to do some stuff in the morning. We're going fishing."
That's right.
No, we're getting absolutely baked watching Blair Wiggins. Because like we had 2 TVs in the living room at the townhome they put us up in, and we'd watch fly fishing videos on one and we'd play Madden on the other.
There you go.
And we'd have like 8 or 9 guys over, and we'd be the only 2 guys sitting there watching fly fishing videos. We're like, "You guys are gonna turn these off?" We're like, "No."
Like, no way, dude. No.
We're not. This is great stuff. It's like my girlfriend now. It's like we'll get home from a long evening, and automatically she's like, "Tavon Austin highlight video night." I was like, "Yep, it is Tavon Austin highlight video night." It's already queued up for when I get home. But dude, I love that whole area, dude. There's like Clemson. There is so much good fishing just right there.
Yeah. We were. It's funny, man. Like we were so spoiled. I had no idea. I mean, for like when I took the class at Clemson, really we just started like kind of trout fishing, and then we'd go behind the football practice facility and like try and catch bass and catch panfish and kind of learn the basics, and then I did a lot of trout fishing mostly on like the Chaga, which is kind of one of the sister tributaries to the Chattooga, and then we go across the state line. Like we fish the French Broad right there in Rosman, or we go fish the Nantahala, and so the trout thing was kind of where it started. But then, man, I bet it was probably 2 months before I bought a 6-weight, and we were out on the lake catching bass.
Yeah.
And I actually have the rod at home. It's a budget rod, Mojo St. Croix bass rod,
dude,
or St.
awesome.
Croix Mojo bass.
Yeah.
Dude, 7'11". It's freaking sweet. But I never forget, we were fishing the lake, and we were looking for stripers, and we were still spin fishing at this time, catching them on top water. And my buddy pulls out this Mojo Bass fly rod and is like, "I'm gonna go catch a bass with this thing." And in my head, I'm like, "Dude, you can't catch a bass on a fly rod. Like bass, like trout are the only thing that eats a fly." And like, I didn't know anything really about saltwater fly fishing. I'm so green. I didn't know anything. And he stands up in this Jackson fishing kayak and just like bombs this cast to the shore, gives it like 2 strips, and this like 14-inch spotted bass just hammers this popper and like takes him, like kind of does it around, and he pulls this bass up, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go buy me one of those," because that was sick. So then we got into the game changers, and we were throwing 8 weights and 9 weights and full sinking lines. we really got into. There's a guy that fishes Lake Lanier. He's kind of a legend for fly fishing for striper. His name's Henry Cowan. He's been on
Yeah.
like Tom Rosenbauer's podcast. He has a bunch of
Yeah.
flies. He's I think he's like a New York guy that came down from the Bay and started striper fishing on the lakes. And man, we would listen to all his stuff. Like I bought his book. I've read it several times. And when we started to crack the code on how to catch striper and hybrids on the lake in our little John boats, dude, it was game over. Like
Oh yeah.
that was the best.
It's like that whole bite down there in Columbia, dude.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Well, see, that's my new thing now. Is like I've switched all that energy to fishing, downtown Columbia. So
Yeah.
I was just there in May. I've got a trip planned in July, August. Fish the fall, try to catch smallmouth. Like that is, I don't know if you've ever been, but dude, it is the coolest river to be really in the southeast, but like definitely in South Carolina.
100%.
I mean, and dude, giant striper. Like,
Oh yeah, dude, they got giant smallmouth in there too.
yeah.
The one time I went, I'm planning a trip to go here again soon.
Okay.
The one time I went, I didn't check USGS before I went.
Yeah.
I got there, it was high and red.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna salvage the day. One of my buddies was like, nah, he's like, I'm talking to a girl that lives in Columbia. I'm gonna go there and do some work. I was like, I'm gonna stick it out and try and catch a striper.
Yeah.
It was tough, dude, but it was so cool. That whole little stretch there is unbelievable.
I know, like it doesn't look like you're in. I mean, I like it in the summertime. Is probably my favorite because you've got the contrast of like the Spanish moss and it's 100 degrees outside, but then the water is like 60 or 55, and you feel like you're somewhere kind of in the mountains or like on some big famous Tennessee or Arkansas river.
Yeah.
And like in the heart of South Carolina. It is hot as bejesus.
Oh
but,
yeah, dude.
Sweaty
as all hell.
It's so cool, and the fish in there, even the small fish, like when they get on fly because of that current, dude, they will spin you all over the place. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you. I have a highlight on my Instagram. I took a super old John boat and I built it out completely to be like the perfect John boat raft crossover for that river.
Uh-huh.
It was a super fun project. I mean, it was a lot of work, and the first time I took it out, I flooded the carburetor, and so we got stuck downriver and had to actually get another John boat to pull us back. But yeah, I've been using that for 2 years now. I kind of adopted some of the Arkansas White River stuff that they do, like the oar locks and the big oars.
Yeah.
And clean the whole center of the John boat out. So it like you can row it pretty good, and it tracks well. And then I've got it's the most redneck thing you've ever seen because I've got a 16 horse like mud motor on the back, like one of those long tails.
Yeah, the little mud buddy.
Yeah, dude. So it's I don't know that I could get up current without that much power, but it's so nice because I hit rocks, I hit logs. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those jet drives are sweet, but I've got a couple buddies that have them, and if you come off and that boot hits something hard and it cracks, you're like,
you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Dude, my buddy. So we used to hunt. We used to hunt Lake Wiley a lot.
Yeah.
My friend Jake has like a literally. I think it's like a Briggs and Stratton like devil or daredevil.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Dude, we run that thing up on freaking laydowns. We run that thing up on anything we can. Dude, like literally just and smashing through laydowns.
Oh yeah.
And everybody around us is like, dude, what are these guys doing? we're trying to get as far back into like a little cut as we can
Yeah.
upriver on Lake Wiley to try and
Oh
find some
yeah.
birds. But at the end of the day, it's never all that worth it around here to find birds on on these
Yeah.
lakes.
Yeah.
It
I,
sucks.
it's we get like a decent push of wood ducks just because I'm on the coast. But yeah, I mean, I've never seen a big duck hunting around here. I see them at work all the time. It's like if you want to see a big duck, go look at a wastewater plant. Every
Oh
duck
yeah.
that you could possibly imagine is sitting on a retention pond at a wastewater plant, which is disgusting.
So
but
gross. And it's like you think about that, dude. There's some motherfucker sitting out in the marsh that's like, oh damn, I'm waiting for the mallards to get off that wastewater treatment
oh
plant.
yeah,
They eat them. They
yeah.
eat them, and it's like, yeah, that thing's been sitting in dookie water all day, bro. You have fun eating them dog poppers, bro. That's a little
Oh,
more
that's
than dog poppers, dude.
dude. I would never. Maybe if I was to like go out west or go up to like Canada, I'd eat a goose. But I'm not eating a goose around here.
Oh,
There's
dude,
no way.
we did it in college. I got lucky in college, dude. I got spoiled in college, but it was duck hunting. I went to East
Yeah.
Carolina,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and we killed a goose, I think, on the Tar River, and
Okay.
dude, you had to soak it in buttermilk to even make it like. You had to make it soak it in buttermilk and like cream of mushroom soup to even make it like
Mm,
edible, dude. It was so bad.
I'm out on that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was horrible.
Did you fish Cape Fear River at all?
Yeah, we used to fish that. I fished on the East Carolina bass team.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like originally kind of how I started fishing, and then
Cool.
I got all my rods stolen at my last apartment complex,
Oh my gosh.
and I had 3 left, and I broke my last baitcaster rod. Other than like an extra heavy, like mat punching rod. I lived in Florida for 2 years too.
Okay.
I had an extra heavy mat punching rod, and they left the extra heavy mat punching rod in the truck.
Stole everything else.
Stole everything else.
That's crazy.
What are we gonna do with this? Yeah, stole everything else, dude. It was sucked. So I
That
was
does
like,
suck.
I had my boat, everything. I used to have a skeeter, sold it, and I was like fly fishing years and years before.
Yeah.
Just like they go to this corner and collect dust. Other than it's like I wouldn't be bass fishing. I'm like, I want to go catch a trout or something like that. And I pick up the fly rods again, and then I was finally like, you know what? Kind of done conventional fishing. I was like, I got no rods left. Like, I'm just gonna start fly fishing.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, I think like some of my friends pick on me all the time, but like I could give it all up to just throw poppers at bass.
oh yeah, dude.
On like a 6, 7, or 8 weight, like that's all I need. Even if they're small, like dude, the way they come up and just boom, hammer it, it's awesome.
Nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. So what gave you the idea of the Canoe Tagging Series, and what has been the coolest like company that you've collaborated with that?
So the canoe tagging thing is pretty like hilarious. From my time working at the outdoor stores, I got to go to ICAST the first year I worked in the store, so it was 2016, and I just became like a sticker fiend. I was just like, give me all the stickers I can get, give me.
That's
And
how
so
I am.
like since then, I've just accumulated stickers. Like I had a Ford Escape in college, and then I had a Subaru Outback, and I covered both of those in stickers. And like I drive a little Colorado, but like if you flip the back thing of my tool truck, it's just all stickers. Like I just have a ton of stickers, and so I bought that little canoe. I'd been wanting a square back, just something that I could beat up, and the big thing, we hunt a couple swamps around here that you have to walk in, and I was like, I could buy like a $100 sled to carry on my gear, or I can get on Marketplace and buy a canoe for like $400 or $500, and then I've got a canoe, not just a sled.
Yeah.
And so, and all this was like coming off the heels of like selling our skiff. I wanted to get stuff that I could keep in our garage or like lean up against the house. and I didn't have to like worry about maintenance. I didn't have to charge batteries. I didn't have to do any of that crap. Like if I wanted to go fish, I just slide it in the back of the truck and then go. So I found a Jackson Mayfly up in Fayetteville, which is the sweetest kayak ever. But and then I was like, well, I can't really duck hunt out of this, so let me see what's on Marketplace. And I met this guy. He had already gotten it titled because he bought it new, and so I just kind of went full on and got registration, got the stickers and everything. And I was putting the stickers on the front, and I thought, hey, this would be kind of cool if I just saw what stickers I have in the garage and just start putting them on the back. And there's a guy, he's an artist in Florida named, I think it's Travis Luther. Fishing, Travis Luther. He's the guy that does like the really awesome drawings on all the Yetis.
Yes, he was just at the Lefty Cray tying event.
Yeah. Super cool guy. So he, I was watching his stuff and just kind of like, he was doing these short little videos where he was just like kind of spinning around and showing the product with the paint on it or whatever. And I was like, well, I might just, I'm still figuring out the world of Instagram and Reels and stuff like that. Like, what if I just start putting stickers on this canoe? Like, I think it's cool. Maybe other people think it's cool. Yeah. And so at first I started with all the stickers that I had from like brands that I liked. And then I just started reaching out to people and I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm putting these stickers on this canoe. Like, would you mind sending me a sticker? And most of them are like friends. And then I like put a little description down there and I was like, hey, if you want your brand or whatever represented on the canoe, like send me a message. And all of a sudden, like I just started getting crazy messages, like 20 people messaging me like, oh my gosh, like, can I send you some stickers? This is cool. What's your address? And it was people from all over that just do like anything hunting, fishing, outdoors adjacent. So I've gotten stickers from people like way out west. I've gotten stickers from some really cool local folks. Some of my buddies that have hunting and fishing brands. I think I don't know that I have a favorite or like the coolest one. I've always been a big fan of the Taylor Trash Fly Fishing Podcast.
Those guys are awesome.
So I reached out to them and was like, hey, I bought the, this skiff kills hippies sticker or whatever in the past. I was like, if you have any stickers, like, would you send me some? And 2 packages showed up at my door. And one of them was, and I did a reel on it. One of them was a fly box that had the logo. And one of the guys, Mark, he and his son had tied a ton of flies. And they just sent me like a fly box loaded with saltwater flies. Yeah. And then another package showed up and it was, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do an Instagram post or a reel on this, but it was a fly box and like, it is full to the brim with stickers. Like I have to like bend them to latch it. There's so many stickers. Dude, like he sent me easily 2 dozen stickers. So I got to think about something. I got to think about something creative to do with that. I've kind of thought about. I don't want the whole canoe to be covered in stickers. Like I'm kind of getting close to being like maxed out. But people are still sending me stickers. And so I've thought about like, do I just start putting stickers on fly boxes and then just give the fly box away? Or I've been trying to think about what I'm going to do. Obviously, it would be sick if like I got to deal with Arctic or Yeti or somebody like that, and they start sending me coolers, and I can just put stickers on coolers and then give away the cooler. But till I'm making those big bucks, I don't know. But no, I've taken the canoe out. I've taken the canoe out fishing twice, and I've taken it hunting several times. And everybody sees it and thinks it's like the coolest thing. And I guess I get like a little, it's in my backyard, so I see it every day when I let the dog out. But I did not expect it to be received this well. I was like, I have a bunch of freaking stickers in my little fly cabinet. I need to put them somewhere. I'm just hoarding them.
Yeah, that's
And
kind of how I too.
yeah, every time I like, um, I don't know, we go to the Southeastern Wildlife Conference every year, and I try to just load up on stickers when I'm there. And um, so I've got in the queue. I have 3 or 4 more. Like I've already filmed them. I just need to make the reels and put them out. And then I know you're gonna send me some stickers. And
Yeah,
um,
my new stickers should be here Monday, and then I'm gonna send
we're
you another couple because I actually put in a pretty sweet sticker
yeah,
order. It's a
sweet.
Grateful Dead Steely sticker with the
Okay,
Miles logo in it. This
nice.
is the I got this one from TCO. They sent this in an order I got from them. This is probably my front runner favorite that I got now. It's a
That is
Trout
sweet.
logo with all the
Yeah,
Grateful Dead dancing bears. Thought that was
that's
sick.
cool.
Yeah, my like little original stickers should be here on Monday, and I'll immediately send you 2 of them, and then some
Yeah,
flies.
sweet man.
Yeah, dude. So
So the canoe, it's just I don't know. I don't want to like over romanticize it, but it is cool to think about. Like I kind of get to take everybody with me when I go and do stuff. Um, that's sent me stickers is pretty neat. And then I've
yeah, it
got
is.
a couple hunting brands that I'm going to be doing some more stuff with when the weather cools off and season comes around. So um, yeah, I told my wife, I was like, hey, the canoe's kind of getting a lot of stickers. Like I'm trying to think. And she's like, if you buy another boat, I swear to God.
It's like I'm actually buying a Gino.
I'm like, I think I need to buy another one. We went to Bass Pro, and Ascend just dropped a new kind of starter canoe, and I actually really like it because it has um, wire, or I guess they're more like pipe insert seats. So like there's still, you can slide stuff on the sides, or you can like strap stuff to it, and then you put whatever seat you want on top. And I was looking at it to try and see if I could just order that seat mount and then take the plastic seats that are in my canoe out and put those in. And we were looking at it, and Katie was like, don't even think about it. Like, do not buy another boat.
Damn, that sucks.
So, yeah.
Dude, so
Uh,
what's your favorite trip you've been on recently, fishing trip?
so, probably one of my all-time favorites. I got to do this with Rivers and Feathers. Um, I got an opportunity to go to Georgia and fish the Flint River in April,
Okay.
and I did like a big story on this like legendary fishing guide down there. His name's Kent Edmonds. He invented the stealth bomber fly. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
familiar with that one, dude. It's one of the best like bluegill bass poppers out there because it
Oh yeah.
it slides and it dives and it pops, like it does everything
Yeah,
that you
it's
want. Yeah,
so versatile.
yeah. It's like the whopper plopper of a fly. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
perfect. Um, so and this is also kind of the reason that really like I was in Boy Scouts, and so I grew up paddling a bunch of canoes. And then when I was working in the store, we did a lot more of the fishing kayak, so I kind of got away from a canoe. But I don't know, man. There's just something like perfectly simplistic about a canoe.
Oh yeah.
And so we were fishing the Flint, and he shows up with this banana yellow Winona canoe, and we plop in. And I know people say this a lot, but I like, call me a liar. We caught 70 fish that day,
Oh my god.
all on fly,
Holy
like
crap.
wearing them out. It was crazy. Uh, it was like every other cast. It was either a shoal bass or a regular bass or a big panfish. Um, and so yeah, that was like probably the best fishing trip I've been on recently. And then to do like, I took some photos and I did a story, and that one actually got picked up in like a local magazine, kind of like a coffee book magazine called
Yeah.
Local Flow, that a guy in Georgia does. So it's probably the best day of fishing I've ever had in my life. Like,
That's awesome.
And we did that out of a canoe, and it was sick. And it was April. We were wet wading. Um, anytime you get around like a guy, like I think he started guiding in the late '80s, early '90s. So he's just been doing it forever. And he was showing me pictures of like him and like Flip Pallet and Lefty Cray and Bob Clouser, and he'd like taken all these guys fishing, and they taught him how to cast. I was like, this is incredible. Like this is amazing. So, and he's an awesome teacher. Like just that day together, he like really helped me with my cast and getting like the presentation better, and then kind of slowing down when I need to slow down. And really, like, we only stretched about a mile, and we only fished like about a 1.5-mile stretch. And so he was like, we're going to fish every pocket, and we're going to find every fish. And I maybe it's trout fishing, in the mountains when you're trying to beat other people to spots. I'm just so like, oh, we got to go here, and then we got to go here, and then we got to go here. And like, he just kind of taught me to like slow down. Like, there's probably a fish behind every riffle and every eddy, on every grass line. Like, just give it a couple casts, wait for the fish, and then like enjoy it. So sick it was. And my wife and sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they all went to the Taylor Swift concert, and I was like, peace, I'm out on that. Like, I'm going fishing for the day.
Tell you that I'd rather be anywhere else than that Taylor Swift concert.
And I was gone, like, I think I left at like 4:00 in the morning to drive down from Atlanta, and then I drove back up. I probably got back like an hour before the concert was over, and so they were like, "Oh my gosh, it was the best day of our life. It was so great." I was like, "Well, I mean, you catch 70 fish because I did."
Can't catch 70 at a Taylor Swift concert.
And I'm glad it was. It was awesome that it all kind of worked out, because it would be a haul for me to get over there. So I'm glad that they went to the Taylor Swift concert, because it gave me an excuse to get out there. But I mean, some smaller trips that have been great. Like, I've kind of, with all this, I've been able to take a lot of new people fly fishing. Like, I just did a trip with my wife's cousin, he's a senior in college. He flew to Columbia, and we were there and fished in Columbia, shot sport and clays,
awesome.
And then fished the Chattooga and the Chaga, and showed him around Clemson. And he's from like New Jersey, so he'd never done any of that before. So it's kind of like a bittersweet pill to swallow, because I realized, like, the stuff that I want to do every weekend, for probably most people in the United States, is like a once in a lifetime trip. And I expect to do it, or hope to do it. I should say expect, but hope to do it like once a month at least. And some, like Katie, my wife's cousin, he may never do that again. And like that may be the time that he tried fly fishing, and it was like awesome. So it's been good. I've got a couple trips planned to Columbia. I've got a trip planned to like the Georgetown area, try to catch some sharks. I've never caught a shark on fly, so I got a buddy that's got a wild hair to do it.
I don't think I've done that either.
Never. I had one eat a big fly on accident, and it felt like I was hooked up to like a John Deere tractor that was just slow rolling on the bottom. And I had my 12 weight, and he's like got it bent over, and he's just crawling. I was like, but no, man, I'm just really like trying to pick apart all the little water in my state or just across the state line, and having super fun trying to find little honey holes here and there, everywhere in between. But hunting, I do travel more than fishing. I feel like you got to.
Yeah, you have to kill birds in the Carolinas. You gotta get the hell out of North or South Carolina to kill birds. That's right. Dude, they're everywhere but North or South Carolina.
Yeah.
Every year.
Like I said, I'm. That's the other thing I like about the canoe is I I put it in the Waccamaw. I get in the back slough, like 5:15. A couple wood ducks fly over. I make a couple shots. I get one. I don't. But I'm back at the house at 7:50. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's
usually
perfect.
that's the extent of North or South Carolina.
Yeah,
I guess we'll watch woodies fly over our heads
that's
for the.
right. And I bring maybe like 3 to 6 decoys. Just keep it low key. Sausage
Yeah,
biscuit, and don't worry about it.
yeah,
5 shells. That's all I need, man.
dude. I saw you got some stickers from After Work Fish Club today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I saw
dude.
you. I saw you interviewed him.
Yeah, we got to do the red spot roundup. Go down
Is
to
that in
Charleston.
is that in Charleston?
Yeah, dude. It's October, or they do it all across the country. Because it's like a phone thing, and you
A
send it
phone.
like a picture.
A phone
Yeah, it's pretty
tournament. Yeah,
sick.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
we gotta get up with him. He just texted me.
I've never met him, and he was like, "Hey man, can I send you some stickers?" I was like, "Sure." And then I need to do a better job because that whole Charleston area does such a good job with tournaments and get-togethers and roundups and hangouts and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that's the one thing that kind of sucks around here is they're just even for regular fishing, like there's not like a gathering place to hang out.
yeah,
So,
but
which I mean, you get it. You went to ECU.
yeah, yeah. I went there. They don't really have anything like that there either. Our
Yeah,
fishing club kinda, but shoot, yeah, they have that cast and drafts thing down there all the time.
I know it's sick. I
Yeah,
need to. I fished the when Flood Tide Co was still. I don't have my camera. There we go. When Flood Tide Co was still a pretty big brand, I fished their redfish tournament one time,
yeah.
and I think they called it like the Taylor Ball or something like that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really done much. I don't know what's going
Yeah, dude.
on. Yeah,
When I fished at ECU, I fished the FLWs and all that stuff, and
that's sweet.
that was the extent of what it was. But yeah, dude, I think that's all I got, brother.
Okay.
I end all my episodes. So I have a playlist
Okay.
on my phone that all my guests. I forgot to put this on the thing.
You're good.
But your top five fishing songs that your go tos for the playlist.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get on Spotify and tell you real quick.
I'll send you the
Uh,
playlist too, and
so
I'll tell you mine.
these are gonna be so random. Like
All
it's
mine are.
so Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz.
Great song.
Yeah. Um,
Forgot about that song, dude.
let me see.
I'll give you mine after.
Um, I really like Midnight Train to Memphis by the Steel Drivers.
Dude, great song.
Um, probably one of my all-time favorite songs is "Ramble On" by Led Zeppelin.
Yep. Hold on, I'm putting the Midnight Train to Memphis on there. What was the Led Zeppelin one?
"Ramble On."
Yeah, I love that song.
Um, God, there's so many.
Oh yeah.
Uh, okay, this is kind of a newer song. Oh, let me find it. Okay, the South by the Cadillac Three.
Oh yeah. I
Carolina
forgot about that
by
song.
Eric Church, and both of those are just because I fish in South Carolina or the Carolinas for the most part.
Oh,
And
uh,
then let me see. Let me think about a hype song.
I was at that concert for Carolinas when he played that, and the whole stadium turned blue. Dude, it was pretty sweet.
That is sick. This is going to be a tie. It's either that's why it's so random. Like to get me really hype, it's either "Bulls on Parade" by Rage Against the Machine or "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine.
Heck yeah, I love
Like
Bulls on Parade.
that it's so funny. Like to go up to the mountains and you're going to catch like little stalker trout, and you're listening to like the most hardest, heinous either rap music or rock. Like,
Yeah,
to go
I
catch
agree,
a fish.
dude. It's like I went from like when I was in college and stuff like that, and I was involved in the marijuana a little more back in the day. I'd go from like freaking. I still listen to it a little bit, like um Dave Matthews Band, whole
Oh yeah,
loader. Just throw it on Dave Matthews Band and just let it ride. But
I was I was like big like Jack Johnson.
yeah,
Man,
Jack
I
Johnson
like
was
Dave.
awesome.
Um, Jack Johnson and the Civil Wars. I feel like that's all I listened to like my freshman and sophomore year of
Oh
college.
yeah, dude. Yeah, these were mine from today.
Okay.
Long cool woman in the black dress, the Hollies.
Yep.
Tennessee Jed, the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
Don't do me like that. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Give me back my bullets, Leonard Skinner. And then
Okay.
this is where it gets like really weird right here. I always have like one outlier. Sarah Smile by Hall and Oates. Had to throw a yacht rock one in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, always. I'll do
Always.
like I'll send you this playlist, dude. I'll get your number
Yeah,
after
send it to me, and
after this.
I'll put some on there for sure.
Dude, yeah. It's free, dude. This is the wildest playlist in the world. Like you look at this and be like, dude, what the hell? But
Is your shame on me? Is your podcast on Apple Podcasts?
yeah, it's on Apple. It's gonna go on Apple, Spotify, and then it goes YouTube, and then Podbean and all these other ones. I use Libsyn to distribute all my stuff, other than the
Okay.
YouTube stuff and Spotify. So I
I
don't use any
saw
of them.
you interviewed the Wrangler folks
Yeah,
or the Renegade. Excuse me,
yeah,
Renegade.
the
Renegade.
Renegade guys, Chris.
Yeah. I just got I just got a 10 weight from
Yeah,
them. I'm gonna. I was trying to go for cobia when we were in Hilton Head, but we had bad weather. So I'm gonna try and stick a striper and do a rod review and kind of all that. I think their brand is so cool, man.
yeah, I do too. Chris is such a nice dude too. He what's crazy? So he played baseball in college,
Okay.
and like his last 2 years, he played at Tulane. My little brother and his fraternity brothers would go to. My little brother went to Tulane,
Okay.
and they get out over the away team's bullpen and chirp the bullpen so bad that they crash out. And he'd be like, "Oh, dude, I remember that all the time." They'd send you guys they'd send your brother's fraternity free tickets. But yeah, dude, that's a
That's
cool
awesome.
guy. Yeah, dude. But yeah, really nice dude. Shoot, like I've bet if you shoot there like customer service guys, something, they'd be willing to send you some stickers and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did. I'm on their little program and
Oh,
um,
sweet.
gonna try and do hopefully some more stuff in the future. Just kind of needs to stop being so hot, man. Like,
Yeah, dude.
but I would like I'm gonna bring that rod with me. Definitely for striper fishing in Columbia, and then I'll bring it with me on that shark trip. So
Yeah.
hopefully get some cool content for
Hell
sure.
yeah, dude. Well, if you ever want to come up trout fishing, man, like Western North Carolina, man, let me know. I'll
Yeah,
meet you up there or something like that.
yeah. Well, dude, same. If you're ever headed south, gonna be in Columbia or the Beachway, hit me up. We'll get out
Yeah,
there.
man, for sure. Dude, I greatly appreciate you coming on, man. Like, that was Patrick Hunter with HWY 22 Outdoors. What a cool episode and what a cool concept he has, man. I mean, the whole canoe tagging thing is brilliant. I mean, just spreading the word for more companies, um, small businesses, promoting small businesses and stuff like that. That's something everybody can get behind. But before we end this video, you might be wondering why I'm uh, dressed different and have on like a different hat, and why I'm now releasing this video on June 20th at 3:03. So one of our other um our other guest that we are gonna have on today's Friday, June 20th show had something come up, pretty major with a family member, and couldn't be on today. So if you hear at at the beginning where I was like, it is July 19th. You'll be hearing this on July 4th. No, I dropped it the next day because I already had this episode in the queue. So it's like, you know what? Good thing Patrick and I recorded this episode on a Thursday night, or you'd be listening to me yap solo about underrated species in the states of like Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, um, like the thing I did last or 2 episodes ago before I recorded with Patrick, um, and before I recorded with Chris from Renegade. It was the episode before Chris from Renegade. I yapped about fishing species to fish for in states that weren't trout. So, you know what? It's a win-win. I get to get this awesome episode out with Patrick, get him on the map earlier, and honestly, it's less work for me to get off the podcast and start cutting stuff up ASAP. So you know what? Before we end, as always, as everybody knows now, if you go to riversmith.com and use the code Wrangler10 at checkout, you'll save 10% on your purchase of any of the things on that website, whether it's a hat, whether it's a shirt, the Convoy bag series, your river quivers, stickers, anything of that nature, any of the great products that they have on their website, you'll save 10% with Wrangler 10. The gear rollout that they have, the Convoy gear rollout, just an absolutely awesome product. Super versatile, very compact, holds all your stuff, waders, boots, everything. So go check it out, riversmith.com, Wrangler 10, and give HWY 22 Outdoors a shout out, man. What a cool guy. Check out their stuff. On Instagram, HWY 22 Outdoors. He also does some writing, like he was saying in the episode, for a few websites. Go and check them out. I'll drop all the stuff in the show notes. Just an all-around awesome episode. If you like this stuff, let me know. Let me know stuff you want to hear, questions you have, anything along those lines. Let me know, man. And as always, like and subscribe. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy this episode. So thank you. Until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we have a really special guest coming on. Really cool guy. Does some awesome stuff. Has some awesome merch. And just an all-around really cool dude up there from down in North Florida. Jacksonville area. And we got a lot of these Florida guys, a lot of South Carolina guys, and those 3 states are awesome. Great fishing communities in both of those states. I love getting people from everywhere, but the Carolinas and the state of Florida, hold a pretty special place to me. Learned a lot of stuff about fishing down in Florida. Started fishing here in North Carolina. Technically not. Technically started fishing up in Massachusetts, but really got serious about it when I moved here. So tune in next Tuesday. Listen to this episode. Give Patrick a shout at HWY 22 Outdoors with anything that you want to hear from him, and go check him out, man. Just really cool dude. Fishes all over the place. Right there. If you're in Conway, South Carolina, check him out. But hope you enjoy. See you next Tuesday, and don't holler at me for saying this will release on July 4th, but it's now releasing on June 20th. So have a good one, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go and catch some fish, drink a few beers, talk fishing with your boys around a fire or something like that. Just have fun. Think about fishing if you're not going fishing. Ricky, you got anything to say to the show, pal? You need to say anything? Nothing? You don't need to say anything to anybody? Nah, he's tired. Tired pup. Would you like to close out the show? Would you like to close out the show over there, nappy boy? Sleepy boy? All right. Till next week, Tuesday. Tune in. Really cool episode. If you're from the state of Florida, we go over a pretty cool, not pretty cool, but it's a pretty controversial topic. That should be at the forefront of everybody's. Oh, Mr. Sleepy's awake. No, he's not. But it should be at the forefront of everybody in the state of Florida's brain if you're an outdoorsman. So tune in. Ask me some questions. But until next week, I'll see you guys later.